If you struggle with spending too much time in your head, thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing everything, coming up with ideas and stories about how things are and what they should be and what might happen and what might not happen, if you just spend too much time thinking, the best solution is to start doing. See, you need to get out of your head, because if you stay there, you stay stuck. You're in this loop, you're in this spiral. You're just thinking, you're not acting, you're not making any progress. You're just bogging yourself down, becoming heavier and heavier the more you think. You can't think your way out of overthinking. You need to do something. And the only way you'll take action is if you have an action step to actually act upon. So the only thinking that you should really start doing if you're struggling with this problem is on what's one thing that I can do today to take a step towards my goal, whatever it is that I want. What's something that I can actually do? Write that down, and then from there, go do it. That's it. Don't spend any more time in your head. If you want to end that loop and that spiral, and you want to end the overthinking, thinking about how to end the overthinking will not end it. Or thinking that, oh, well, then there's this problem and that problem and this as well. You're just going to get yourself further down into the spiral. And a lot of the time when you're in the midst of this, it's very difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel because you're so lost in all the fog and your thoughts are just running you. Really, you're not in control. Your mind has taken control. And I want you to remember that the mind is a great slave, but a terrible master. And if your mind is running the show and you're not in control of it, you're not conscious, you're not aware, you're not choosing what it is that you want to be thinking about, and it's just random and it's all these generated thoughts that you don't want, then you need to put a stop to it. And you have to become conscious and aware. So this video is hopefully, if you're going through something like this, a wake-up call for you to stop, pause, really reflect, and go, okay, do I really like what's going on in here? Is this good? Is this helping me? Is this actually making me a better person, or is this making my life more difficult? All these stories and ideas and thoughts that I'm buying into, believing blindly because they're in my head, so they must be true. Are they really true? How can I prove it? Do I have real proof? See, because a lot of the time we'll trick ourselves. We'll say, oh, well, my parents hate me. Or, my brother, he's evil. Or, my coworkers, they've been talking about me behind my back. I can feel it, right? And sure, sometimes your intuition and your suspicions might be correct, but a lot of the time we make stuff up. That's not to say that you're crazy. It's just something that our minds do. When they're idle, when they're not being used for something constructive, they tend to become destructive. Again, your mind, a great slave, a terrible master. You don't want it ruling over you. And when you don't put it to work, when you don't make it busy, usually you're letting it take the reins and it will run your day. So if you don't make a plan for your day, usually your day just kind of goes by anyway, right? If you didn't plan out your month will still pass by and you'll do a bunch of random stuff that maybe you don't want to do. Maybe you'll spend too much time in bad habits and doing things that aren't constructive and don't move you towards your goals. Or maybe you'll just slump around completely and not do anything because you didn't set a real game plan. So use your mind, make use of it so that it doesn't use you. See, this is the battle that has to be won as early as possible, because the longer you let your mind control you, the more years pass by of this type of behavior, the more difficult it is to recover. And of course, if it's been going on for you for a long time and you're over 80 years old even, you can still reverse it, but it's more difficult. The younger you are, the more important it is to take charge now, become aware now, wake up now, become conscious now. As you're watching this video, no matter what your age is, really look, do you like what you're thinking about? Is this helpful? Is this nice? Does it make you feel good? Are your thoughts positive or are they negative? And if they're not good, write down something that you can do today to get one step closer towards your goals and go do that thing. If it's better health, maybe it's just working out and eating well. If it's better finances, maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's making an investment, finally, right? So really, really take that time. really get honest with yourself. Really look inside. Okay, these thoughts that I'm having every day, helpful or not helpful? And then take a step out of the thinking into action and the spiral and build awareness, build consciousness, start to use your thoughts instead of being used by them.